Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, and welcome to the August 7th, 2023 Board of Aldermen meeting. The first order of business tonight is to nominate a board president to preside over tonight's meeting, since Michael Tabbitt is filling in as mayor while Mayor Dunges is away. So I would like to open the nominations. Yes, Alderwoman Kiana.
I would like to nominate Alderwoman Sharon Davis.
Okay, and I have a second by Larry Copley.
Move to close the nominations.
Yes, I would like to make a motion to close the nominations. So moved.
Second.
Thank you. So all those in favor of closing the nominations, please say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion passes. Nominations are now closed. Now, all those in favor of Sharon Davis being your board president for tonight's meeting, please say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion passes. Come on up, Sharon.
It's been a while, I'll try to get through this. It's like riding a bike, Sharon. So our first order of business is minutes of the previous meetings. We have several, July 17th, July 19th, and July 27th.
Move to accept the minutes as written.
Second.
Okay. Is there any corrections to the minutes as presented? Seeing none. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion carries. We are outside the rail. This is an opportunity for the public to address the board for issues not on the agenda. Is there anyone who would like to address the board at this time? Yes, ma'am. If you could come to the podium, just state your name for the record, please.
Good evening. I'm Eloise McGarry. I reside at 54 Killington Avenue in Rutland.
Welcome.
So this evening I'm here on behalf of Companions in Wholeness. I am the director of Companions in Wholeness. Sherry Proudy is our one of our coordinators. And, excuse me, I have a letter here. If you don't mind, I'd like to read it.
No, that's fine.
Okay.
Thank you.
Companions in Wholeness is a program located at the Rutland United Methodist Church at 60 Strongs Avenue here in Rutland. We provide a hot breakfast and a lunch to those in our community who are homeless or live with food insecurity. We also have a small food pantry on site, and we distribute free clothing from donations we receive. We want to thank you for the $7,500 that you gave us last June 2022. In June 2022, we were providing an average of 155 breakfasts and 134 lunches Monday through Thursday. In July 2023, we provided an average of 250 breakfasts and 185 lunches. The individuals we are providing these services to are grateful for what we provide. We have heard from many of them that they don't know how they could make it through each day without the food that we're providing. Companions in Wholeness believes that access to warm, healthy food is a basic human right. No one in our community should be hungry. Each person that comes to the door requesting a meal is treated with compassion and kindness. Recently, since the motel program has ended, Companions in Wholeness has seen a sharp increase in the number of requests for meals. And I, in the letter, documented the meals since January that we've been providing. Companions in Wholeness has 4 paid staff members. A director, that's me, I put in 40+ hours a week, who oversees all operations of the program and grant writing. A cook that we just recently hired because we've gotten some money from the state for providing meals to the homeless, who makes sure the kitchen runs efficiently. A coordinator who's Sherry, 16 hours per week, who tracks our data and information. And then we have an outreach coordinator on site for 28 hours per week who provides coordination of services for our guests and other community agencies. Over 100 volunteers ranging from middle schoolers to retirees support the day-to-day activities. Companions in Wholeness has an advisory board that includes representatives from area churches and community representatives. We are supported by grants, fundraisers, and donations. We are a member of the Food Bank and an active member of Project Vision. We thank you for the opportunity to share the great work that we are doing and respectfully ask for support from the City of Rutland once again. Companions in Wholeness is requesting a total of $15,000, which we asked for last year. You gave us $7,500 and told us to come back in 6 months, but we didn't come back in 6 months. We started getting so busy that we just never got back. These funds will help support the cost of the director and to purchase food and containers for the food. We look forward to the opportunity to share more. Thank you.
So what is the board's pleasure? We can refer to a committee for further discussion. So, Alderman McCann?
I think it's probably the right thing to do, but I'm not familiar enough with where that funding would come from, so it makes sense to me to send it to maybe the Finance Committee.
Okay, we have a second to refer to
Second.
finance. Is there any other debate? Any questions of Mrs. McGarry? Alderman Hooker?
I agree with Alderman McCann about where the money's coming from. We'd like to know where the money came from for the $7,500.
Certainly, we can revisit that in committee as well.
Thank you.
Any other questions or comments? Seeing none, the motion is to refer to finance. It's been seconded. All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Those opposed, motion carries. Mr. McGarry, I am the chair of finance, so when I schedule that meeting, I'll get in touch with you. If you could give those letters to maybe Alderman Gillam, and then we'll make sure that the clerk is able to circulate them to the rest of the board.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you. Have a good evening. Is there anyone else outside the rail that would like to address the board? Yes, sir. You could stand for your name and address for the record, please.
Hi, I'm Ivo Skoric, S-K-O-R-I-C, and I live at 105 Robin Street in Rutland, Vermont for last 18 years. I owned a house at 105 Robin Street for 18 years, and I live in Rutland for 26 years. I suppose you all know what I want to talk about because I sent everybody a letter who is on the board, and I also informed the clerk sending the pictures and supporting materials. So I own a 2-unit house at Robin Street, and I lived there 18 years, and we parked always, I parked in this driveway, and my tenants or whoever lives in the downstairs apartment parks in this driveway. Then, now city has a mayor who paves, and Robbins is repaved. We all expected, and we all liked that, but then the curbs came, and curbs were never there since I live here. For 26 years, I haven't seen curbs on Robbins, and now I see curbs on Robbins, and I see my driveway blocked by a curb. And I don't see a reason for that, so I spoke to Bob Prolinansky, and I informed the legal counsel, I informed the mayor that this is not okay to block my driveway. So as I understand now, the Department of Public Works have their own maps. Who knows from when? Who knows when last updated? But I don't remember the citizens being asked. I don't remember the city conducting a survey of where the curbs should end. The curbs just appeared, and they randomly block people's driveways. I see other people on the street also, and I see other people in the city, and that devalues our properties. I have a property with 2 units, and I need 2 separate driveway entrances, and I bought the house with 2 separate driveway entrances, sold to me by a realtor with 2 separate driveway entrances, and inspected by the city, and nobody ever said anything about those not being 2 parking spots. If you see the pictures from Google Earth, there is no grass on that spot. All the pictures I sent you from 19, 20 years ago, they show no lawn there. Yet now city says that it is a lawn, but it is not a lawn. I never mowed it in 18 years, and you do mow lawns in Vermont. So I thought that this is going to be corrected, but I don't see it yet corrected. I see curb still there. I expected the city would already remove it, but the city didn't yet remove it. So I'm coming here to tell you that I'm expect you to direct the city to promptly remove it and adjust their maps, update them, with that being a parking spot, because it was always a parking spot since I owned the building. And I don't know, because I also went to the zoning department, they said it doesn't need to be zoned. I have the email that also some of you probably got. I don't know if it was sent to the Bob got it, James Rotondo, Kelsey, Ted Gillen, Michelle Delfa, from Andrew, who said that it doesn't need to be rezoned. So, you know, I just need it removed. And I hope that you understand that I need it removed. If I don't get it removed, I'm going to ask for a tax abatement from city, because I deem my property loses value without having two separate driveway entrances.
Okay. Any question for Mr. Scarlett? No. Okay, thank you very much. Anyone else outside the rail would like to address the board? Yes, Rory, please.
Just the microphone. Roy Thomas, 31 Burnham Avenue, and I'm here to shout out even more than what's been shouted out on WCAX last night and in the Rutland Herald, that the Justin Thomas Memorial Park is now officially open. And I want to thank everybody that came out yesterday to enjoy the soft opening with us. We had, we had music playing, we had lots of friends and family there, and we had a lot of kids there. That's the most important thing. So we wanted to say that it's open. There's still some more enhancements to come. We're obviously going to be putting a new fence around the perimeter with the help and donation of time from Skip Pratico and his team. So we'd like to thank them for that. For me, this is a great part of the process, because we get out there, Michelle, Kayla, and I, and Michelle and Kayla are a little bit busy tonight. Kayla's dealing with her dancers that performed a beautiful dance yesterday. So with that, we get a chance to go out and say thank you to a lot of people. And first and foremost, this is the one stop that I really wanted to do tonight as well, to thank you guys. This has been a great partnership with the city and with your guys' efforts to help us with the grant process and matching that and supporting everything that Michelle, Kayla, and I did to raise money for the park. Over the weekend, we had a chance to also thank some very, very special people, and I want to take the opportunity just to re-thank them guys tonight, because you guys need to hear how appreciative we are of two very special people. And Kim Peters, who we thanked yesterday, and she means the world to us in a sense that all the park and rec directors that we've had over the years have been very supportive. And when it came to doing this endeavor and raising the amount of money that we had to, and the enhancements that we're looking at, and this being a year where there was a lot going on in the rec department, she made this a very top priority, not only for her and her staff. She was always there for us, giving us advice, answering the phone whenever, she was totally available. But also she made Tyler and his team available. And Saturday night we took them out for a nice evening and had a chance to, in the midst of, I'm going to call Kim the proud parent of her kids, the Tyler and her maintenance group, if I can use that analogy. Michelle, Kayla, and I had a chance to recognize them, and Tyler brought the very unique way that we recognize them. As you know, we have the walkway of love down there at the park, and in this walkway,
those are heavy bricks, huh?
Yes, well. all the work that they put into it, and this is more of a symbolic message into how much we appreciate them. We gave them a piece of the walkway of love. And on this, yes. So the biggest, thank you. The biggest message that, you know, we had right from the beginning, is we wanted to encourage families to take the time to go down there and make memories in that space. And they have for the past 25 years, and it's been overwhelming. So we have a Take the Time Award, and I'll read it to you here. This award is given to the Rutland City Recreation Department, Maintenance and Ground Crew, for all their hard work, time, and love, double line, underscore, that they dedicated to the enhancements of the Justin Thomas Memorial Park. Thank you from Roy, Michelle, and Kayla Thomas.
Awesome.
I really wanted to make Tyler lug that around. So our next stop, Tyler, is going to be, no. But no, thank you very much. And like I said, we have several more enhancements that we're going to do. But the other thing that I kind of wanted to bring to the board, and I'm sure you guys will bring it to the appropriate committee, but as we looked at the different enhancements, and the park has kind of been dormant, if you will, for the past year, with the structure being out and things like that. But now that we made the enhancements, and it's going to get even more busier, Michelle and I were taking a look at just some of the things that would also enhance as far as the street with the crosswalks, possibly maybe getting the crosswalks repainted down there at those intersections. And then maybe looking at the signage coming down Madison Street going west. You really don't recognize that there's a park there until you almost come up on it.
Right.
And I don't have the answers as to what that could be, but I just wanted to bring that up in conversation just because there is a lot more kids in the neighborhood, and I think that there's going to be a lot more traffic down there with all the new play structure and all the new things. So I just wanted to add that to the
If I
conversation.
may suggest that the board can refer that request to the traffic committee, because the traffic committee will handle street signs, signage, et cetera, et cetera.
Motion to refer to the traffic committee.
We have a second?
Second?
Any debate on the motion to refer? Alderman McCann.
Yeah, would there be any benefit to sending it to Public Works instead if there's a need for actual infrastructure like speed pillows or speed bumps or anything like that?
We certainly,
I don't know which would be
we
better.
certainly can. Traffic committee will deal with the crossings and the signage. We certainly can, so it's in a committee in case something else comes up that we need to maybe slow traffic down even more for that
May I
type of
adjust
thing.
my motion to refer to Public Works?
You can refer to both.
Can I refer to both then?
So we'll do a refer to traffic and a refer to Public Works Committee. It was seconded. Alderman Gillam.
Should we possibly incorporate this in with the study that the mayor had proposed last meeting about the Prospect Street being converted to parking? Because that'll probably be affected by signage and,
Sure.
No,
Is
well-
that currently in a committee?
I don't believe so.
I don't believe it is. Can I speak up?
Certainly. If I may, I'll see Alderman
Well, during
Gillam.
the presentation at the last committee meeting, the Public Works Committee, the commissioner talked about that, and the mayor talked about doing a rerouting or reconfiguration of that area.
For the short part of Prospect.
Because we're going to be doing a resurfacing and reclaiming of Strong's Avenue, and curbs and all that are going to be happening this fall. And I think that was going to be added into that concept and see what, they haven't made the final plans yet, but they are talking about doing something there.
Okay. So maybe the referral to at least Public Works will cover that as well until.
I would just incorporate that
Right.
in there with it so that
Certainly.
we don't put signs up, then have to take them down.
Right.
Certainly, certainly.
I just think it'd be a good idea, because we're going to be digging it all up here this fall. We might as well do something then.
Yes, I agree.
And I would just encourage Billy maybe to wait to see what traffic does with Roy's request, and then you could meet from there if needed. So, any other debate on the motion to refer to both Traffic and DPW Committee? Seeing none. All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Those opposed, motion carries. Roy, thank you very much for your investment in this park. No, absolutely.
You know, with all the thinking that we've gotten, we also need to thank the Thomas family. I mean, we've been, these last 3 days, we've been together so much. I mean, we've become family as well. But how much we would love to have, when we take on a project like this, to have the cheerleaders in the background, right, from the families, and we definitely had that. This came together because of that. To take only a year, I mean, I know that feels like forever, at least especially for our maintenance department, but it really did come together very nicely. We are waiting on the play structure that we ordered over a year ago, you know, that came in almost another 2 months late. So I just want to give a big thanks. That the park looks beautiful. If you have not physically been down there, go down there. It was a great weekend to have it. So just a big thanks to the Thomas. I mean, they're the ones that made this happen. So
Absolutely. So I was going to say, Roy, that we appreciate the park in honor of your son, but it is a wonderful asset to our community as a whole, and we appreciate what you've done.
Thank you, thank you. And to hold to my promise, we are going to have a much bigger grand opening celebration once we get the rest of the enhancements done, and I think we're going to collaborate with the rest of the city, and we're going to put together a real nice package for people to come down a little bit later this fall.
We'll look forward to it.
Enjoy it. Thank you very much for your time, guys.
Oh, you're welcome. Is there anyone else outside the rail to address the board on matters not on the agenda? Seeing none, we're going to move on to communications from the mayor. We have Acting Mayor Talbot, who does have a couple of referrals.
Thank you. So to begin, I'd like to use this opportunity to say thank you to all the city employees who worked to get us through Friday's storm. I personally observed members of our fire department evacuating folks down on Clover Street, and I was really impressed with the sort of how calm and collected they were, and the patience and kindness they showed to especially the children that were being, you know, taken out by boat, and the time that they took to make sure that everybody had a place to go. After that, I drove around the city later in the evening, and I saw more than a dozen city employees working at locations across the city, and this is, you know, time that they took away from their families and their personal lives to work through a Friday night, so I just wanted to say thank you. I've also heard that a number of local businesses experienced flood-related damage, Angler Pub, Ernie's, and Unlimited Potential, among others. I'd like to ask this board to consider referring to Community and Economic Development a possible emergency BIAP loan or grant or whatever the committee deems is appropriate. We did something similar in March 2020 at the beginning of the COVID shutdown, so there is precedent for something like this.
I'll move to refer that to Community and Economic Development.
second.
Okay, so the motion is to refer to Community and Economic Development. It's been seconded. Is there any debate? Alderman McCann.
Is this in addition to anything that might be available from the state? Yeah, it's it's unclear if the state funding for businesses would be available because it's worded to be impacted by the flooding in July. Oh, and this gotcha. flooding occurred on August 4th, so unless Yeah. they choose to change that, Okay. they may or may not be available.
Any other questions? Seeing none. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion carries.
And then Mayor Dunges asks that I request the following two items be referred to committee. First, he writes that there are 2 HUD programs he'd like to review to see if we're eligible for funding. He believes Rutland fits into these 2 programs for several reasons. Program 1 is Distressed Cities and Persistent Poverty Technical Assistance Program. Program 2 is Thriving Communities Technical Assistance Program. Mayor Dunges would like to see these sent to CED for review and discussion. So moved.
Second.
Okay, so we have a motion to refer. It's been seconded. Any debate? Hearing none. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion carries.
Next has to do with energy efficiency and solar evaluation. As previously discussed in committee, we were going to look at having a solar evaluation completed to determine where we might place solar and how much energy we might generate from it.
We have an opportunity to begin that study of our sites, and he'd like to send back to the Environmental Sustainability Committee so they can review the process and decide on next steps.
Motion to refer to the environmental
Do
committee.
you have a second?
Second.
Okay. Any debate? Welcome back, Alderman Taylor. Do we have any debate on the motion to refer? Hearing none. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion carries.
And then finally, the mayor communicates that there was one respondent to the RFP for the 10 Cleveland Avenue asbestos assessment. Clay Point Associates was awarded the bid for a total of $2,200. This will provide the city a full perspective on the asbestos situation at the site, and they'll perform the work over the next 3 weeks and send us the results.
Any questions on that?
What was that amount?
$2,200.
Thank you.
Okay, great. Thank you very much. So we are on to additions and deletions to the agenda. We have one deletion. It is a request from the treasurer to remove the request proposal for purchase of the 2 police vehicles. So we have a motion to remove from the agenda.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, any debate on the motion to delete? Hearing none, all those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Those opposed, motion carries. So if the board has no objection, we have a couple of special events permits. I thought maybe we could move them up and then the folks would not have to stay around. So the first one up is Wonder Feet Truck or Treat for October 22nd. And we have representation from Wonder Feet. So, please.
All right. Before I tell you about the event we're proposing for October 22nd, I do want to say a big thank you to the board. As you know, you guys granted us $150,000 as part of the ARPA funding. We opened our new space in May, and it has been a resounding success, partially in thanks to the not fantastic summer we're having. But we are seeing on weekdays over 100 guests through the door every day, and on weekends between 200 and 300 guests a day, which is almost triple the traffic that we saw on Center Street. So I would say that is a resounding success for our downtown, and having the new brightly painted crosswalk out front is also very helpful. So the event we were proposing for Sunday, October 22nd, would be part of the city's Halloween celebration. It would be focused on kids. If you have ever taken kids to a touch-a-truck, where they have all the big trucks lined up and the kids get to explore the trucks, maybe sit in the driver's seat, we are combining that with a trunk or treat. So the trucks will be lined up and down our block of Merchants Row. The kids will get to go truck to truck, explore the truck, and get a treat while they're there. So it'll be a fun afternoon. We're proposing 12 to 4 as the time for the event, with the street closed earlier than that, so that obviously we can place all the trucks that day.
Right. So
Do you need
we
anything
a
else from
motion
me?
to suspend.
Second.
All those in favor of suspending the rules, please say aye. Aye. Those opposed, motion carries. Alderman Gillam.
Move for approval.
Second.
Any debate on the motion to approve? This is Wonder Feet Truck or Treat for October 22nd from 12 to 4. Seeing none, all those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Those opposed, motion carries. You're all set.
Thank you. I hope you guys all come. It's going to be really fun.
We can count. Oh, I like trucks. I like trucks.
Thank you guys.
Thank you. Have a nice evening. Next up is Walk to End Alzheimer's Rutland. Do we have a representative? We do.
Sorry, I was all the way over there.
That's okay. That's all right.
Hello there.
Hello.
So, we have the Walk to End Alzheimer's with the Alzheimer's Association on September 23rd. This is a morning program where we get together and we have a celebration of the hope that we have for a cure, for the first cure. Right now, this year is so amazing. We have had great things with our research. We have new medications that have come out with amazing results. And we're really excited. Last year we had about 75 people attend the event. This year we're already looking close to 150. So we're really excited to really build this event up in Rutland. I love Rutland. I went to school at Castleton. I am so glad to be back in this community. So I'm really excited to be able to bring this resource. So Main Street Park, if there's no construction happening, but we're going to move to the other green space if there is construction happening. So,
Great.
any other questions about that?
Alderman McCann?
I think you said it's September 23rd, but I think on the application it says the 22nd.
It is the 23rd. It's a Saturday.
Okay.
Is that the 23rd? Apologies for writing the 22nd on
No, that's okay. I just want to make sure that it's all in line
Yep.
so we don't have like signs go up for the
Thank
wrong
you.
day or
Yeah,
something.
thank you for
Fair enough.
catching that. Do
Move to suspend the rules.
we have a second? Second. Okay, all those in favor of suspending the rules, please say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion carries.
Move to approve pending the 22nd, is it the 22nd?
23rd.
On the 23rd.
Okay, any, do I have a second?
Second.
Any debate on the motion to approve? Hearing none. All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Those opposed, motion carries. You're all set.
Thank you so much. And I was wondering if I could leave some flyers for people to have information at the end? I
Certainly.
can leave them with you.
Certainly, that'll be fine.
Fantastic. You are amazing. Here you go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a nice evening. All right, we're back to our regular agenda. Reports and letters from department heads and officials. We have Barbara Spaulding, RRA, Business Incentive Assistance Program for Nailed It, pages 1 through 11.
Thank you. So, in your packet, you received the BIAP application for Nailed It. Allison Bradley is applying for a $10,000 BIAP forgivable loan and referral to Heritage Family Credit Union for a secured loan for her business. It will be located at 230 North Main Street. The business will be a nail salon and spa, and Allison has already established a large clientele. The application meets the criteria for a $10,000 forgivable loan through $10,000 of personal investment and the creation of a minimum of 2 full-time positions. Allison is here tonight, and I'm going to turn it over to her so she can tell you more about her business.
Welcome, Allison.
I'm Allison. Nice to meet you all. So a little bit of my background is I've been a nail technician for 10 years, self-employed for 6 in Rutland. And in my journeys of my business, I have realized in the last couple of years that I need a little bit more space, and I have some people that are looking to come aboard with me. So right now I house anywhere between 40 and like 55 clients a week for services. And that is too much for me right now, and I need to be able to bring another person on board. So with this, I was hoping to expand where I'm going to take where I am renting right now and bring it into a bigger space. So in this space, I'm looking to have 2 pedicure stations, 4 manicure stations, and then I'm going to have 3 rentable rooms. So I've already talked to a couple girls. I have an esthetician 2 estheticians coming aboard, a massage therapist. I have another room that I'm able to rent as well. And then I'll have a nail tech that will apprentice underneath me. And I'm hoping to bring another nail tech or 2 on board. So I've done my research in Rutland and being in the industry. I know that there are some salons in town like Blush and Nails, Sunny's, and the one thing that I can offer that they won't be is the spa feel. So massages, facials, eyelash extensions. So it'll be more of a one-stop shop. And then as far as, we have 2 other places in town that do offer all of these services, but they do offer hair as well. So it's not as, it's going to be more of a relaxing area for people to come in and spend the afternoon and, hang out with friends. So that is my plan. I'm very excited. The area has been vacant for a couple years now, so it's under new ownership. So he is very excited to get people in the area, and so I'm hoping that you guys will approve and I can move my business plans along.
Great, thanks. Is there any questions for Allison? Okay.
Yes.
Where is your new shop going to be located?
So it's at 230 North Main Street. So it's right now the Tennybrook Plaza, but I believe they just renamed it, or they're in the process of renaming it to the Taylor Square Plaza. Yes.
Alderman McClure.
Second question.
Yes.
Will you be offering acrylics?
So I unfortunately do not offer acrylics, but I offer services that are just as good as an acrylic, just less damaging on the nail. And as far as ventilation goes, it's just not the ventilation for the building wasn't going to house something like that. So as far as the smells that you smell in a normal nail salon, my salon does not offer that smell. So there's a perk in that, but unfortunately, no.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. So do we have, we need to move to suspend the rules?
Motion to suspend the rules. Second.
Okay, all those in favor of suspending the rules, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. Alderman Talia.
Motion to approve the BIAP for Nailed It.
Second.
Yeah.
$10,000.
The $10,000 BIAP forgivable loan and referral to HFCU for the BIAP loan.
We have a second?
Second.
Okay, any debate on the motion to approve? Seeing none. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion carries. Thank you for your investment. We
Thank
appreciate
you.
it.
I'm very excited. I appreciate you all. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Next up, we have Barbara Spaulding, RRA, Vermont Community Development Program, pre-application East Creek Commons, 194-208 Columbian Avenue. Barbara.
Thank you. So, Mary Cohen of the Housing Trust met with the RRA board to discuss the project as a whole. It will be renamed East Creek Commons, and it will be providing an additional 13 units of housing for a total of 22 units when complete. And the application to VCDP is due September 12th, and therefore we are requesting that you set the required public hearing on September 5th at 6:45. That will allow for the 15-day posting, and we are also asking for referral to CNED so that Mary can make a formal presentation to that committee.
Okay. We have a motion to suspend the rules.
So moved.
Second.
Okay. All those in favor of suspending the rules, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. So we need a motion to set a public hearing for September 5th at 6:45. So moved. Do we have a second?
Second.
Okay. Any debate on the motion to set the public hearing?
Is that here in chambers?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
I think probably our board meeting.
Pre-
yes.
pre-
Okay. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion carries. And
And I'll move to send this to CED.
do we have a second to refer to?
Second.
Okay. Any debate on the motion to refer? Seeing none. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion carries. Anything else, Barbara?
No, that's it for tonight. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, we are on to reports of standing committee. Alderman Gillam, Alderman Gillam, Alderman Gillam. First is Public Works Minutes for July 18th.
I'm not going to read these word for word because we'll be here all night. So our first meeting was July the 18th. Committee members present, Barbara Gallo, Cupola, Adams, McCain, and Gillam. Others present were Davis, Talbot, Hooker, Savage, and McClure. Mayor Dunges, Public Works Commissioner, Public Works City Engineer, Public Works Assistant Engineer, and then the folks from V-Trans with their contractor CHA, and their names are listed there. Plus the Planning Commission, Nathan was here, and Mr. Ed Bove, which is our new RRA, but not officially on board yet, but he was there. The Agency of Transportation did a presentation on the repaving and realignment for Route 4 and 7 and Business 4. So people at home want to understand what Business 4 is. That is the one at the top of West Street, goes down to Cottage Street to State Street, to Columbian Avenue, to West Street, to the town line. So that's a complete paving, ripping it up and repaving, readjusting the sewer holes, readjusting some of the curbs that need to be get done, striping, maybe adjustments on lights. All those things are included in this project. It's a $10 million project for the city of Rutland. This will take place next year, May to October, and it's my understanding this will be night work. Most of it will be night work, so we will not have major issues. The group laid out the design and reconfiguration of one or both roads from 4 travel lanes to 2 travel lanes with a center turning lane and bike lanes. Route 7 North Main Street and Route 4 Woodstock Avenue. Other options, do we lift the configuration the way it is now, or just North Main Street? The major issue was safety and speed on the two roads, left turn issues, pedestrians, and bike movements. Other issues was stacking times on Deer Street and Woodstock Avenue, and Stratton Road and Woodstock Avenue, and the high school, at the high school and the tech school entrance on Stratton Road. Members of the committee brought up the bypass issues through traffic and quality of life issues to the neighborhoods, and they were concerned, and some were supporting one or other of the proposals. The committee will hold a public hearing on July the 25th, 2023 in the chambers, and that is the next report. And this is for information only. Just so people know at home, the committee was not in charge of making a decision. We were just doing the public hearings. The actual highway commissioners shall make that decision, a panel of 3.
So before we move on, is there any questions of Alderman Gillam for the July 18th minutes? Seeing none.
Next committee meeting was July the 25th, 2023. Members present were Barbara Gallo, Cupola, Adams, and Gillam. Others present was Talbot, Hooker, I don't know why I put Talbot in here twice, I'm sorry, and Savage and LaCour. Mayor Dunges, the Commissioner of Public Works, the city engineer, the city associate engineer, Vermont trans people, and the contractor from CHA. Same issue, same location, same project. Basically, this was for people to state their case for or against the road diet, which is 4 lanes to 2 lanes, or do nothing, or just do North Main Street. So all those were discussed in the meeting, and basically I put down the list of folks who made a public comments. Those are listed in the minutes. This is for information only, because the highway commissioners are going to make that decision.
Any questions on Alderman McCann?
I was at that meeting, so I'd like to have my name added to the list of committee members.
So we need to add you as present?
Yeah, thanks.
Who?
Alderman McCann.
Oh, I'm sorry, did I miss you?
Yeah, that's all right.
Oh, my apologies. No, let's make that adjustment, I'm sorry.
I had to think about it. I was like, was I at that one?
Were you at the 25th?
Okay. I've got notes from it, so I think.
No. It's very possible, because I was not.
He was at the 25th and he was at the 18th. I was at both of those meetings. I remember him being there.
Right, sorry. Okay, my apologies on that.
And then we have
By the way, also, before we move on, we're now having a third meeting on the same subject at the Hub Co-works on 67 Merchants Road, downtown Rutland, 2nd floor. Where they will be doing a presentation again for some of the business people who did not get to that meeting. So we're doing another meeting for the business people and the general public who want to show up to that program. So we have one more meeting before the highway commissioners make their decision. And I believe they make their decision the 3rd week in August.
Has that meeting date been set yet?
Yes, that meeting date, it's been warned already. I believe it's the 14th. 14th, thank you, 14th. And that's at 6:30, because we made it later so people can get there.
We have tax abatement at 5:30.
That's the reason why we did that.
Got it.
So you have your July 31st minutes.
July 31st. Members present were Barbara Gallo, Cupola, Adams, Gillam. Did I miss you again on this? Did I miss you on that?
No, I think I wasn't at this one.
Okay, thank you. All right.
Just to make it difficult for you.
That's all right. No. Other members present was Talbot and Hooker. The mayor was there, the Public Works Commissioner, the business manager, Gail Russo, and the associated engineer, city treasurer, Mary, and state representative, Paul Clifford. The meeting started at 5:30. The first issue was the monthly billing for the city utilities, water and sewer, talking about doing a monthly billing process. The committee was presented a memo, background information attached, on the cost would be on the workload on the 2 departments, the cost that would double, the timeline issues, newly adopted collection and water shutoff process, and present policy for ratepayers, which can now pay on a monthly basis if they choose to do so. The committee took no action and moved the issue out of committee, and I so move. passed 4-0, so I moved that we're moving it out of committee. We're not going to deal with it. I need a second.
You need that?
Okay, you don't need a motion to move out of committee.
We don't need, I thought we had, because we don't have to deal with it anymore?
There's just no action.
Okay, so we don't need that motion. Thank you.
Yep.
The second one was fairly involved, and I put the whole commissioner's report in your packet, and it's pretty detailed on where all the projects are right now with the city of Rutland, what's happening this summer, and what's going to be happening next summer, on top of what we're doing on Route 4 and 7. So the commissioner gave an update of all these projects, and I will do a little, so the paving projects that are now in motion is Curtis Avenue, Melrose Avenue, East Center Street, Robin Street, Baxter and Pine from State Street to Library and Avenue, Park Street, North Street, Harrington Avenue, and Strong's Avenue, which we talked about a little earlier, that we're going to be doing that. That will be kicking off here shortly. All these projects are now in the works. You can read all the information, basically what they're doing, sidewalks, curb improvements, safety issues, asphalt, and other things. Plus the sidewalk projects that are now engaged is Curtis Avenue, Robin Street, East Center, Summer Street, East Center sidewalk from East Street to Main Street, Temple Street from Main Street to Bellevue Avenue. Plus, there's other things they're going to be doing is 600-foot segment on Harrington Avenue because they're doing a repaving project and curbs there. They're also going to be adding a sidewalk at that level. So, and then the water projects that we're now involved in, the extensive work being supported by the paving project. As they do these paving projects, they're going in and make sure the water lines are in good shape, the sewer lines are in good shape before we cover them up. So they got that ongoing all the time. Wastewater collections, same issue, extensive work supporting the paving projects. And they've been doing cleaning and rebuilding storm sewers and things like that on different roads. As you saw last week, was it last week? Yes, they were downtown doing a lot of work on Center Street, Merchants Row, checking all the sewer lines and all that. That's an ongoing project. That's part of the Center Street utility scoping study. Allen Street culvert replacement, which we now are in the progress on Allen Street, replacing that huge culvert by the bridge there. That's happening right now. The Grove Street culvert replacement will be happening shortly here. And that is on Grove Street, and that's the bridge after the pet store, just so people know where that is. And then the company also was replaced Park Street, which has been completed, and then they'll be working on the Church Street piece has been completed. Those are both culverts that had to be done. And then next summer, Meadow Street Stormwater Separation Project will be happening. We're talking about $1.3 million from the bonds that the voters voted for. That will be doing 14 catch basins, combination of sewers and separation on Meadow Street, between West Street and Connor Park. New stormwater outfall will be constructed along the East Creek. What outfall is, that's the pipe that comes into the river. It has a piece on it so it won't back up. So it keeps going one way. So we have that on Cleveland Avenue. That's what's happening now. As a matter of fact, that's working extremely well because we haven't had any trouble with all this water on Cleveland Avenue. So we know it works. There will be a large, on Connor Park, there will be a large 1 million gallon storage facility being put into the playground at Connor Park, obviously underground, to help with the CSO, which is the sewer separation project. That will be happening next summer, so we probably will not be using the park. Meadow Street next year, which is fine, but I think once all these projects down there are completed, you're going to see some better runoff and better stormwater capabilities that we didn't have before. Then the Main Street water main replacements, that's happening. There are $2.5 million going to that. That is Morse Place, Water Street, Chaplin Avenue, Terrell Street, Nichols Street, Curtis Avenue, which is Gay Street to Cold River Road. The reason why they didn't finish that paving, a lot of people have asked the question, why they didn't finish the paving? They stopped there because we're going to dig it all up again and put a large pipe. There's obviously is a smaller pipe there. We need to get a bigger pipe there, and that will be happening here, I think, next summer. And then they'll complete the paving on top of that when that's done. Moonbrook modification project. The project has been designed, a few outstanding tasks to include acquiring easements related to the dam replacement on Combination Pond and finalizing the necessary permits. And then finally, we're in the middle of the traffic study, traffic safety scoping study. The city has put an RFP out for a traffic safety study for key intersections, Main Street and Woodstock Avenue, Main Street and Strongs Avenue, Main Street and West Street, and Main Street and Allen Street. The city has not received any proposal. We have decided to utilize the VTrans at-ready process, which I'm not understanding what that is, but it's a new process where we can move things forward without going out to bid. And they can start ranking the issues, the top three, what we need to do on proposals to correct the safety issues in those intersections. That is the end of that report. Anybody else that wants to know more about this report is on file with the city clerk's office, and it is done in huge detail. It knocks everything down to exactly what corner, what street, and what's happening. So stay tuned, everybody. There's going to be a lot of construction. You voted for it. It's happening, and it's making the city look much better than where we were before. And I'm very impressed with what the department has done so far. Working with the neighbors, not every neighbor, but most neighbors. I believe Mr. Garland down there at Park Street did a wonderful job making sure he could get his people in and out, and did a nice job working on that project there. So hopefully that'll be finished here shortly. So
Thank you. Any questions for Alderman Gillam? Thank you. So we're moving on. Reports of representatives, do we have any? Reports of select committees? Board of Control Commissioners, we have nothing. Board of Cannabis Commissioners, we have nothing. We are under unfinished business. Any unfinished business to come before the board? Alrighty. Miscellaneous motions, resolutions, new business. Any new business? Alderman McCann.
Just to give me some space to have a little bit of a conversation with this, I'm going to make a motion so we can debate it, and then you all can tell me if I need to take it back. So a motion to refer to Public Works Committee a review of the process for informing residents of what paving projects are coming up and how they can review what the actual details are going to be before it starts. So I'll make that as my motion to have Public Works Committee review that process and see if there's any space for improvement.
Second. Okay. Any debate on the motion to refer to DPW Committee? Seeing none, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion carries. Thank you. Any other miscellaneous motions, resolutions, or new business? If not, a motion to adjourn is in order.
Second.
All those in favor of the motion to adjourn, please say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion carries. We stand adjourned.